Hey guys, what's up? This is Bharat, and last time we spoke about the Samsung T3 drive, I showed you my RAID enclosure which houses 4 5TB hard drives now and gives me speeds of anywhere from 700 to 750 megabytes per second for reads as well as writes. Now because it's an external RAID enclosure that runs on Thunderbolt 2, I can use it between my iMacs for editing, so I can just carry it to whatever machine I'm editing on, and I can also use it with my MacBook Pro. Now 750 megabytes per second is pretty fast for video editing, but I wanted to achieve about 1000 megabytes per second or more, so I decided to try it with SSDs. Now solid state drives, theoretically, if you use 2 Samsung 850 Pro drives, you can get speeds of anywhere from 900 to 1000 without any issues. But since I also wanted 4 terabytes of storage on my RAID enclosure, I decided to get 4 1 terabyte Samsung SSDs to get that sweet spot for storage as well as speed. Now I'm using the Akitio external Thunderbolt 2 enclosure. It's called the Thunder 2 Quad. Since I had 2 of these, I decided to use the second one to get a solid state drive RAID. You can also get smaller sized RAID enclosures on USB 3 or even Thunderbolt 3 for solid state drives, but since I already had this lying around, I decided to use this. The first step would be to install the drives. The enclosure is pretty easy to set up. All you do is pop open the front cover and remove the slide-in trays. Install the SSDs on the trays. Now there are separate holes for hard drives as well as solid state drives. Find the right screws. All the screws come with the enclosure and you install the SSDs. The reason why I'm using the 850 Pro SSD is because it's one of the fastest as well as the most reliable SSDs available in the market today. And since Samsung announced the 900 series SSDs, the 850 Pros have become considerably cheaper. Getting 4 1 terabyte ones versus getting 2 terabyte ones was also much more cheaper and a more cost-effective way of getting a fast RAID enclosure setup. Now just like the Samsung T3, the 850 Pros are VNAND based solid state drives, so they are reliable and they work really well with Mac OS as well as Windows. Once all the drives are set up, insert them back into the enclosure and connect them with your laptop or MacBook, and that's exactly what I did. Now since the enclosure is rated for around 1300 megabytes per second on the read as well as write side of things, I'm getting anywhere from 900 to 1000 on the right side of things, as well as 1000 to 1100 on the read side of things, which is exactly what I was aiming for. I'm also able to get similar speeds if I just use 2 drives, which is great. So I can create 2 terabyte RAIDs instead of one single 4 terabyte RAID. One could be an access drive and one could be a backup drive. But I also decided to test if I could push the speed of the RAID to slightly more. So I popped in the SSDs directly into my Hackintosh PC build and I decided to check it out. Now inside the Hackintosh, since it's leveraging the Core i7's RAID capabilities, I'm able to get read speeds anywhere from 1500 megabytes per second to 1800 megabytes per second, but the write speeds vary anywhere from 700 to 900, which makes it highly unreliable and also removes the portability that I get with an external enclosure. Now with the external enclosure, I'm getting consistent write speeds of 900 to 1000 and I'm getting read speeds of 1100, which is exactly what I was aiming for, which makes more sense for me. Now the 850 Pro drives are pretty good, and if you get a RAID card and on a Windows build, you can theoretically get up to 2000 megabytes per second on reads and around 1500 to 1600 megabytes per second on writes. So if you're aiming to do that, you'll need a really high quality RAID card that can handle the speeds of the solid state drives. I'll leave a link to the Akitio enclosure as well as the solid state drives in the description below. They are roughly available for 7,000 rupees for the 128 gigabyte and go all the way up to 75,000 rupees for the 2 terabyte one. But since the 1 terabyte costs around 30,000 rupees, it makes for a better choice instead of the 2 terabyte one. That's it for this video, guys. This was a quick setup of my external RAID enclosure that I needed to edit 4K and 6K videos. 1000 is pretty good for 6K video edits, and that's exactly what we needed. Now that is the external RAID using 4 Samsung 850 Pros. Let me know what you think in the description below. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and make sure you hit that subscribe button to become a part of the iGyaan family. Now go check out the iGyaan gear. I'm going to leave a link to that in the description below. You can get an iGyaan fam t-shirt and become a part of the iGyaan fam. I'll see you guys in the next one.